Oh, yeah. Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Red Pill Diaries. I'm your host, Rashid, and I have my colleague and friend, Brian Berletic of the New Atlas on the show. How's it going, Brian?
Hello, I had the tab open. I always yell at Angelo on my live streams for that, and then I just did it. So I apologize. Thank you so much for having me back, and I look forward to our
No,
discussion.
no problem at all. Brian, let's start off. The $1 trillion budget. The $1 trillion budget. Now, I did a premium stream earlier this morning, and I pointed out that HUD, the Office of HUD, said that it would take $20 billion to erase homelessness and another $40 billion to erase poverty completely out of the United States. The United States allocated at least $172.4 billion to Ukraine, and the United States is bragging about upping the weapons budget, the war budget to over $1 trillion. How is that America's first when they're neglecting the homeless, when they're neglecting the people in America that needs the help badly?
But here's the trick: when President Donald Trump and his administration talk about America first, you have to understand what they mean by America. They're not talking about the American people. That's just the gimmick during campaign season. To them, what is America? American them with the inflation that we see for 8 years now already, crushing the American people. I'm an American. I have friends and family who are still in the United States. And all I've heard for the last 8 years, since Trump began the tariff, holding maritime trade globally hostage, and specifically targeting Chinese maritime trade. That is the plan. And they have said it. They're directly linking this obsession with the Panama Canal to China. They're also linking their obsession over Greenland and annexing it with China and also Russia. And not only was this all mentioned in Project 2025 and the America First initiative, these think tanks linked to the Trump administration, but since coming into office, because some people might say, well, these are two separate things. The administration itself, their pretext for the US, NATO, and everything it was doing in Europe and well beyond Europe. And so it most certainly is still being carried out today. Instead of communists, what they have done is they've taken extremists that they themselves have cultivated through their partnership with nations like Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Turkey, and they have radicalized them, and they've created, the Muslim threat. And of course, these extremists have nothing to do with Islam. They do it in the name of Islam, but that's about it. And they use them to divide and distract the European public. The Islamophobia industry is huge. It was built up during the War on Terror, and it persists to this day. And so you're talking about the immigrants, and is fully proliferated. And so the factors that matter most now is the size of your population, how much you're investing in human resources and infrastructure. That's what's going to give you the greatest advantage. There is no way for a little tiny country like the UK or the US relative to the rest of the world to maintain primacy over the rest of the world unless you destroy the current global system and throw us back decades. Then it might be possible to reassert. And that's where their mindset is right now. That's why this is so dangerous and frightening.
Okay. Chili Pepper again with the $10 super chat. Did Trump post that Yemeni gathering of civilians getting wasted on purpose or because of sheer stupidity?
So it's so hard to tell. I mean, he
That's
knows.
for you, Brian.
He knows that the average Trump supporter doesn't care. They don't care the answer to that question. They don't care who these people are. They're brown people getting blown up by Americans, and so that makes them happy. Unfortunately, that is a large part of the Trump support base. Not everyone, but a large. There is a large segment of the Trump support base that are anti-war, and are, like, they're shocked and surprised that Trump is trying to lay waste to Yemen, which I don't know why they're surprised, because this is what he did all 4 years he was in office last. Accept a rational, proportional role to play. It has quality views. And Rashid, you, like, when I first saw your first discussion with Carl Zala, it's just so refreshing to see people that can see straight through it. and don't buy the political rhetoric one way or the other. It's so rare. And so of course, I'm happy to come on your show. I'm happy to have you on my show. And I think cooperation, the mindset, and this is the multipolar mindset too, isn't it? All boats rise with the tide.
Thank you, my friend, and I'll see you this weekend.
Yes. Thank you.
All right, everybody, hit the like button. If you're not a member or a channel member on Brian's channel, go do that. Support his work just like you support ours. And we thank every one of you for joining us. Now, in closing, I always say do right by others, not because there's some material gain or some accolades to get behind that. Do right because it's the godly and the humane thing to do. And remember, even when no one else is watching you, God is watching you. My mom always says, God sits high, but he looks low. I want to thank each and every one of you. And I say this from the bottom of my heart. If you love truth, I love you. But know that the love that I have for you will always pale in comparison to the love that God has for you. Until we next speak again, stay strong, stay true. But above all things, remember to stay righteous. Hey, mama, your baby boy loves you more than life. Deuces, everybody. Thank you all. Peace. We're out of here.
Told you to walk away. That was my first and last mistake. I'm blue without your face. But what can I do? 'Cause I'm just a sinking ship, and you're just a